Hi everyone! In today's video, we'll be starting from the very beginning of the transformation process, which is inputs. Firstly, we'll look at what inputs are. Then, we'll be able to look at transformed resources, which are materials, information, and customers. And finally, we'll check out transforming resources, including human resources and facilities. Now, let's get started. First, let's define inputs. Inputs are the components used in the transformation process. Generally, there are four main categories, which are labor, like human resources, energy, like electricity, materials, like wood or cotton, and machinery and technology, like robots or assembly lines. But these are just the basics. Inputs can also be split into transformed and transforming resources. Let's start by checking out transformed resources. These are called transformed because they're inputs that are changed during the production process, like how a bottle of paint will end up splashed across a canvas in an artwork. These are split into three areas, which are materials, information, and customers. The easiest to grasp is materials. These can be raw materials that are unprocessed, like wood from a tree, or grains like wheat and rice. Or they can be intermediate goods that are semi-finished and will be manufactured further. For example, flour that's used to make bread. Then we have information. Information defines how each input is used and where it's sourced from. So, the information available transforms into a decision by operations management. For a clothing manufacturer, they might rank suppliers by quality and then choose a supplier based on this. Or they could use market research to investigate customers' favorite colors and then choose fabrics based on this. But information is especially important for service businesses. This is because services are tailored to each customer. For example, when a hairdresser cuts someone's hair, they'll require information from the customer about what length they want. Internal data sources include financial statements, employee knowledge, market research, and sales reports. But information doesn't just come from inside the business. It can also come from external sources, like the Australian Bureau of Statistics or scientific studies. And finally, we have customers. Customers shape all other inputs because their choices define the goods a business produces and the services they deliver. This is called customer orientation. But why are customers a transformed resource? Let's break this down. When they purchase products, they are transformed by their use of the goods or by the service delivered. For example, when they buy an exercise machine, they may lose weight and become fitter. But services are more tailored to consumer needs. When customers purchase a service, they're transformed by its delivery. Their hair color or length might change when visiting a hairdresser, or their back pain might disappear after a massage. Now let's move on to transforming resources. These are the inputs that actually perform the transformation process. So basically, they're responsible for transforming. These are split into two areas, which are human resources and facilities. The first is human resources. These are the employees that design, create, and deliver products. Employees might be the business's most important asset because they're responsible for combining other resources to create goods and services. So it's really important that businesses hire motivated and skilled employees. This means fewer accidents and absences, less waste, faster completion times, and higher volume production. So basically, operations needs employees that can help make the transformation process as efficient and effective as possible. And our last transforming resource is facilities. These refer to the plants and machinery used to carry out the transformation process. A plant can be a factory or an office, and machinery includes technology, like robots, and equipment, like a forklift or a wheelbarrow. When it comes to facilities, there are a few things that businesses have to consider. They have to decide on its location, what size it should be, and what layout is best. After all, a factory that produces cars will be wildly different from one that produces hair elastics. Operations managers will also need to choose what type and amount of machinery they need and to what extent it will be used. So there's your rundown on inputs. We started by defining inputs as the components used to carry out the transformation process. Then we looked at transformed resources that were changed during the production process. These included materials like raw materials and intermediate goods, information from internal and external sources, and customers who define which products businesses offer. We finished by checking out transforming resources, which perform the transformation process. First, we had human resources that organize and combine all other inputs, and secondly, we looked at facilities, which included plants and machinery. And that's it for now. See you next time.